Hello, ladies. How are you this evening?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Sheena?
Hey, how are you?
I just want to introduce Sheena to our panel for tonight. She's going to help spice it up just a little bit.
I'm good though. I'm here for some spice, Shayna.
Uh,
I'm gonna try.
Always good to see you, Queen.
Yeah, good to see you too, K Boogie.
Well, I mean, at least the picture, right?
Right.
Always the picture. Another picture next week. Another picture. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe the real me.
You funny. Where's Sheena?
So
I'm
Come
here.
see her. Grace me with your face. No.
I
There
don't
you go.
know. This is it. But I don't want to be present. I want to listen and talk.
Feel you. Feel you. That's
you
not
can
good.
you can do what you want to do, Sheena. Um, well, since we are running late, um, Blazer says I grow spices. Okay. Roderick Jackson says hello to all.
Hey, Roger.
Hello, Roderick. Um, since we are running late, we'll just go right on to topic. Usually, I you know, just chat it up a little bit, but today I wanted to discuss something that happens, and we um kind of forget the kids, but well, we really can't. How going through a traumatic or traumatizing relationship, how it affects our kids and the trauma it leads on our kids or children, I should say. 'Cause children is the proper way of saying it.
Yeah,
You want to
that's
start?
hmm?
What'd you say?
I was gonna say that's a deep topic. That's yeah.
Yeah, but it happens so often people forget how it affects your kids. And I do like to make jokes and stuff like that all the time, but there's bigger topics in the world that need to be discussed, or I feel like should be at some point.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with that. I think a lot of times we get in relationships and not even consider what hey Gina, not even consider what effect it would have on the children, you know, uh
Hmm.
when seeking a partner, how would this partner even mesh with the children, for example. So I agree with you totally.
Right, right. A lot of times we think, oh, well, he's a good fit for me, and then don't think about the children that may be involved. Like he may make sarcastic jokes, and you got a child that has anxiety. That's not really a good mesh because we really don't think of even those things being traumatic for a kid,
Right.
but it is.
Yeah. um you know, my
Biggest
children
issue.
have, what would you say, Shayna? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay, Queen. I was just gonna say I think the biggest issue is that we look for qualities and characteristics for a partner, and we kind of put it on the back burner. The most important thing, like having a child with that person, or like you said, like they're coming into the child's life being like step parent or what have you. And it's like, what energy, what um, genetics and genes do they have? Like, does your family have a history of mental health or
True.
depression? Anxiety? Like, have y'all been on medication? Like, it's so many factors that I feel like trauma comes consciously and unconsciously, and it's just it's so many levels to it.
Facts.
But then when it comes to our children, we want the best for our child. We want the best for our children, and honestly, trauma to me is unavoidable. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I think that it's really important to consider having your children go to counseling as well as yourself, you know, just to have that healthy balance. But the biggest thing here, in my opinion, is we do have children that have issues as well, not just mental health issues, but also just big feelings. Like you said, K Boogie, you may make a sarcastic joke and totally ruin that child's self esteem. And since it's not your child, you don't necessarily have to be tuned in or care to the
Hmm.
extent that the parent is going to care. But that's automatically going to affect the relationship. I can't really rock with you after you say something that has my child feeling like the bottom of a shoe. Like, we don't
Yep.
really have a lot to talk about after that, you know? Um, Especially if I try to make you understand and you don't even have an awareness of what, mental health and wellness is supposed to look like, right?
Correct. Think a
Does he
lot.
go to therapy? Like, do his kids go to therapy? Does he beat his kids?
Right.
Um, Listen, I know this is controversial. I don't believe in spanking children anymore. Let me just we just be
Okay, explain that part.
well, uh I used to be the Zorro with it, pull out the belt in the shape of the Z, and everybody's kids would, tighten up immediately, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, but I also realized that as I went through my own relationship trauma, I did take it out on my children unknowingly. I was angry because they did something, but I was twice as angry because I was already angry. Um, when I stopped spanking my children and I started just paying attention to them, I noticed that they actually had some other stuff going on. Uh, Once I started focusing on the other things that they had going on, I realized it was just much easier to just have a conversation. This is what I told you. I told you once, you get
Uh-huh.
one more time to do it, then we have consequences that don't involve me uh, causing physical harm to you because it's not necessary. I'm a grown woman. I don't have to hurt a kid to get my point across. This is my perspective. I realize everybody don't share this perspective, but my son is on the spectrum. He has autism.
Okay.
I don't need to be hitting on him. I need to be teaching him stuff repetitively. And
Redirect.
you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? And at that point, me hitting him would just be me being frustrated with a kid that's on the spectrum. And then what's wrong with me? You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna pause because I know Sheena stepped out and I see the chats are lighting up. But it looks like Rajic is asking if we believe that the children are traumatized from the relationship, or are we expressing our trauma as theirs? You know what? That's two different dynamics because both of those. Sometimes it's one and sometimes it's the other. Like, when your kid is waking up in the middle of the night having nightmares from something they done seen mommy go through, then that's what they're experiencing. But you're right, there is a time when parents do pass their stuff on to their children and kind of projecting, if you will. So I think it's circumstantial. But Sheena, I'm gonna let you jump in right there.
Oh, I can just piggyback off of what you said, like that projection thing. Like a prime example, you look just like your daddy.
Yeah.
Is you look just like your mama. You act just like it's it's deep. It's
Yeah.
deep. I agree with you.
Yeah, when they think that it's a negative thing you're saying about you look just like the mom or you look just like the dad because they they equate the bad part of the dad or the mom in that. So yeah, that could
Yeah.
be traumatizing because I know I have two older children and one younger, and I don't beat the youngest one. You're right. I mean, that she don't get no whoopings. She don't know what it means to really be on punishment because I just realized that you can redirect it and listen to what she's actually saying instead of trying to. I don't know. Sometimes you kind of tell your kids what they're feeling.
Right.
It ain't bothering you like that. It shouldn't bother you like that. It shouldn't bother.
How do you know?
Yeah,
How do you know? How do you know
exactly.
what that kid is feeling? How do you know?
Right.
Um, there's no feelings meter, over their heads for one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for
Right.
two, how are you teaching your children conflict resolution when every time you get mad, you smacking them upside the head or whooping up on them? You're basically teaching your children that to get a solution, you need to be hitting on people or yelling in people's faces. Um,
Correct.
where do they learn? We're their first teachers. So I have a problem with something you said or you did. Like you said, I'm going to redirect. Um, if we're still having this issue, what's going on with you, right? I'm evaluating: is this child hungry, sleepy? Am I not giving them enough attention? Because that might be the thing. Uh,
Right.
Some going on in school, right? Did they have a bad dream and just don't know how to say what they need to say? I mean, kids are people. Kids are people, and there's that. And then a lot of parents are raising their children to be servants. But I'm not going to get into that one.
I mean, that's the truth. Like I said, I got two older and one younger, and the youngest one, her life is totally different. She's like,
Yeah.
"Yep, I like that." I even had me time. I called it me time, where I would take my kid into the bathroom at Walmart or whatever, and that would be that time with me in the bathroom where you like, not sure if that woman is supposed to be beating her kid like that or what. But I
Ooh.
would say me time instead of you're gonna get a whooping, and my girls would be like, no, 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 no. So now I tell my youngest child, you want to go in the bathroom, and she's like, for what? I ain't gotta go. That type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you talking about.
Yeah. Mine is, let's go have a conversation real quick. Come here, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. I don't want to talk. Yeah, but we're gonna talk. But we're literally gonna talk though.
Queen,
And
you brought over Silky. Silky said, I like me time, or I love me time.
did he hear what she said me time actually was?
Apparently.
Oh, child, that's scary.
He came over here with you from the other show.
Yeah, hey Silky. It's good to see you over here. Actually, it's good to see everybody that tapped in.
True.
Blazer, what do you have to say about the traumatizing of the children? You kind of quiet in the chat right now.
You don't believe
Hey,
it.
unapologetic manhood.
Oh, there we go.
We got a lot of people showing up more than once. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all.
Nice to see y'all.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that the biggest relationship trauma that has the impact on the children, in my opinion, and from my experience, is the domestic violence.
Okay.
So, what I saw an uptick in was my son hitting on his sister, getting in her face, wanting to push her around and, grab her in harsh ways. And I'm just like, you can't, regardless of what she's saying, you can't do your sister like that, dude. That's your sister. You know what I mean? You got to deal with that anger. You got to deal with that not understanding what it is that you're seeing,
Right.
When they're young, it's like, how do they really process that at such a young age? It's a constant conversation.
It is, and what you're teaching them is, how to treat a woman completely, or how to treat a being. I mean, vice versa, like the man thing too.
For sure.
Like it's okay to hit a man, or it's okay to hit a girl. That's just not okay. It's just really not okay.
Nope. You gotta keep your hands to yourself because people out here shooting these days.
Yeah.
Out here shooting these days.
I think twice about picking up a gun and doing anything to somebody.
Yeah. How
Roger
hard is
that.
it?
Go ahead.
No, okay. I was just going to say, Roderick said, how hard is it to leave a domestic violence relationship? It depends. So if we're talking about statistics, it used to be that it took 7 times to officially leave. The number has gone up to 8. And I think after COVID, it went up to 9. It takes 9 attempts statistically to completely get away, especially when you're all paying bills together, or you're in a lease together, or there's children involved, or you're in so deep that you can't detangle yourself from it, right?
There was that movie. Did you see that movie? Oh, what was it? Maid?
Sheena? Oh, okay. Which one was that?
Was it Maid, Sheena? Oh,
yeah, Maid. It's a series on Netflix. Like MAID, Maid. And this young lady, she was a single mom, and a boyfriend was an alcoholic, abusive, and she just had to jump in her car, put her child in the backseat, and run. And run. And literally run.
But it took her some attempts to do it. At one time, it seemed like she was in a tunnel. That was a good perspective. I like that movie.
Yeah, it feels like you're in a tunnel. And honestly, yeah, Roderick, the stats are that high. So from my experience, it's like anytime I would actually seem like I was getting away, I would get sucked back in the craziest ways, even down to coming home and, oh boy, in my house, like, who let you in, right? It took me moving to a whole nother place to even try to put enough distance so that I wouldn't come home and he was in my house. You know what I mean? And I know that had a very lasting effect on the children, just even down to like the fearfulness, the anxiety, the not knowing what to expect, the being skeptical if I was even in a conversation with a dude, let alone somebody I'm trying to be in a relationship with. And that part of the process is really where you really have to be selfless and you have to put relationships on hold, and you have to make sure that your kids are okay before you even think about letting anybody else in, because they're so fragile.
For me
Yeah, I can
myself,
kind of.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say to the queen, I can kind of piggyback off of that because like I've experienced the same domestic abuse and getting away from it and then returning back and getting away from it and returning back.
Yeah.
And um, it's just dealing with the whole idea of, oh, I'm supposed to be Felicia Rashad. I'm going to be a Cosby mom, and we're going to have this nuclear family, and I'm going to make it work because even though getting my ass beat, like my daughter still has her father. Because guess what? And the father I did have was beating up my mom. So
Sheena, your mic
like
is
you said,
messing up.
oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hearing you talk about the learned behavior and the cycles.
Yeah, and it's a learned behavior, generational curse, and like you said, there I can't go back. I'm back because I'm raising a queen. Like I can't do mistakes or no, no way, no way,
Mhm. Yeah, you're teaching a
no way.
lesson. I know, K Boogie,
Because
you
they
were gonna say something.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for I'm sorry, for myself, like I've gone through a domestic relationship, and I wanted it to, like I said, I have two older daughters and then I have a younger one, and I felt like, oh well, I want the complete family. And I really didn't think that too much for the older two, because I was younger and I just felt like, I'm invincible. I got a house, I got my car, I got my
Mhm.
money. I don't need a man. And I was in that mindset, like I don't need a man, I don't need a man. Then the baby came along and I was like, maybe I do, because that whole single mother thing wasn't so much
Not
fun.
fun.
Yeah, it was work. So I'm like, oh,
Yes.
I think I'm gonna keep this one. He good looking, he got the muscles, and we're gonna have this complete family. And I love that he paid attention to me. But then homeboy was like, oh, you know what? I don't like how you talk to your uncle. My uncle? Right? So
Bro,
Mhm.
so now
bro.
I got a pillow on my face
Nut
because
job.
because I talked to my uncle? Right.
Nut job alert.
Exactly. And it was hard because I was like, oh, he been through some stuff. And I'd start picking up his stuff, like his
Yeah.
traumatic experiences in life, and felt like, oh, I feel bad for you. So I'm gonna keep you. And I try to keep him because remember, I have the house, and oh boy, you can go at any time. But I was like, nah, he's gonna get better.
Yeah.
Thinking I'm
Right.
gonna make him better because I'm a better person. So I'm gonna make him better. And it wasn't like that. I mean, honestly, while I was pregnant with my daughter, he hit me with my own car. And you would think that'd been enough. Nah.
Child, child. And I'm not even surprised. The crazy thing is that I'm not even surprised because it be like that, right? I'm like,
Right.
I'm not going to get into my horror stories because I'm healed past that. I don't want to open that back up, but it's like that. It's definitely
Mhm.
like that. And I don't know. Sometimes we just overlook the red flags, or sometimes people are really good at disguising what their issues are. But when you
Mhm.
talk about, you said picking up his stuff. And Blazer, I see your comment where you said that your mother's emotional outbursts traumatized you. I actually have been that mother, and I feel you on that. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that because even yelling at a kid,
Right.
um, aside from raging, throwing furniture, and calling all the names and stuff, like just the yelling part, you're disturbing somebody's peace like regularly when you're screaming and hooting and hollering throughout the house. But back to what we were discussing. If a person is not healing their own stuff, they need to be single.
Right.
They need to be single and they need to be in therapy Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, right? Until they get it together. They need to heal some unhealed stuff. And you got people out here trying to tear other people's peace apart. Um, I don't know what the reason is. Maybe they're looking for somebody to heal their stuff, or maybe they don't realize that they have that much of an issue, which I strongly doubt. Um, but yeah, Silky Savage said dudes out here act like women. Yeah, some very feminine
I think it's the emotional part of it that he's
Yeah.
talking about, where you have to
Yeah.
act out because the emotion's too much for him. So that's the
A
woman's part.
whole tantrum, a full-grown adult throwing a tantrum. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sir, you are an adult.
Right,
Relax and use
exactly.
your words. Just use your words. Just use your
You
words,
know, it makes me think about the black men and how they've been taught to be strong, hold in your emotions, don't cry. They don't know how to deal with sadness, grief,
Mhm.
anxiety, frustration. They really I really feel like it's a epidemic. They don't know how to deal with emotions. And when they deal with it, it's like, let's turn to alcohol and drugs. Let's turn to physical abuse. Let's turn to
A bunch of
sports and
women.
it, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Like I
very
agree with you, Sheena. I do. I do. Alcohol, drugs, multiple women, sports, running the streets, you name it. And I don't want to generalize, right? So of course we know not all men are like that. We know a lot of men are out here getting healed and powering up and changing their trajectory and leaving a legacy for their children. But it's
Hold
still a
on,
bunch of
pause 1 second. I think I should put that somewhere in a block where there's space so men don't get offended all the time, where we're not we aren't saying all men, because we
yeah.
know there's some good ones out there.
Very much so. Very
Hmm.
much so.
Go
That are
ahead, go ahead.
yeah, no, I appreciate you. I appreciate you reframing that. But yeah, Silky Savage said watching your mother get abused daily fucks your life up. Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Or even watching your father get yelled at by your mom and being called you ain't shit, you never gonna be nothing, cut it out,
Mhm.
Blazer. Yes, y'all do. You ain't you ain't never gonna be shit. And now you're looking at women sideways when you grew up because that's all your mother showed you when she interacted with your dad. So yeah, we a lot of us are out here really messing our children up and not thinking twice about it because we're not
Not,
even considering how they're affected.
yep, not thinking that they're going to be in a relationship. Your baby is going to be in a relationship at one point in time in their life, man or
Mm,
woman, same sex, it don't even matter. And how they
yeah,
act is really on how you act in your relationships and what's over them. It starts at home. A lot of it starts at home.
correct. Future adults, and that's how you honestly should approach any interaction when it comes to your children and what they're going to see. Spoiling your kids is bad too. Yes, that's absolutely true. You got to have balance for
Hmm.
sure. And that's why I said, even though I don't put my hands on my children, and I'm not going to. My disclaimer: my children have experienced severe abuse at the hands of someone that I will not name on this podcast. I will not traumatize my children in that way, but they will know you're gonna sit over there till you get your life together. And once your life is together, you're gonna come over here. We're gonna talk about it, and you're gonna do what I said to do, and they
Hmm.
do it. And if it goes a little too far, your room is empty. You have nothing but walls and a bed and a dresser. And as soon as you're ready to get it together, you can start earning your stuff back. And it teaches them a different kind of values because they like to have their stuff in their room. They like to have toys. They like to be able to go here and there and watch movies and do this, that, and the third. So I respect you, you respect me, and that's how we run my house. And I'm cool with that.
See, I
What
can't
I'm
do that. That's too much work. I'm not emptying out the room. I will make my daughter sit in my room and be bored because she can't touch nothing because that's not her room unless I tell you that's where you're gonna be at. But I tried that once, clean out her room. I was like, nope, that's too much work for me.
It's a lot of. I got a storage shed and a closet full of toys. They earning back one by one. I'm not even
Mm.
playing because it'll be the day you at school and you don't expect me to do it.
Silky said, I can't even get a burger made correctly at Wendy's because these kids.
That's
What?
hilarious. What are you talking
What
about?
does that have to do with? Okay, Silky, what are you talking about? You all right? You've been traumatized too much.
Yes, my boy been through a lot.
He has from show to show to show.
My boy been through
He
a lot.
needs prayer and supplication for
Man,
real.
can't even get a burger. That's trauma, boy.
That is, that is.
Yeah, but yeah, I wish if I could have it my way, anybody entering a relationship would have to answer questions about um, how do you communicate as an adult? What have you been through as a child? Have you witnessed domestic violence? Have you ever hit a man? Have you ever hit a woman? Type of questions. I think it's really important for people to know what their trauma measure is. I think it's important for people to know like what their relationship IQ is, you know.
The relationship IQ, exactly. That's the best one to know
Mhm.
what is going to happen in a relationship might be better too. Like,
Mhm.
I don't need to be hit just because I'm asking you, um, did you want ketchup with your burger? You should already know what I want. What do you mean I should know what you want? That don't work out. So
Yeah.
let's see if
Yeah.
see if you understand how a relationship actually works.
Right. Because if I was a mind reader, I would have hit the numbers multiple times.
Yes, me too.
Sophie Savage said it's the work ethic. Now, the work ethic I do believe is learned at home, Sophie. So I feel you on that. Um, Teaching the children values. So how do you go about teaching children values without snatching them up by the collar? I still think communication matters. You have to be able to talk to your children so they can be able to go out in the world and talk to other people.
Right, and I hit them.
Right. And not hit them.
That's the whole thing. Traumatize it. Don't hit your children. They won't hit people, or at least explain why you hitting them. Like, oh, I remember when I was younger and get a whipping, and then my
Yeah.
dad was like, "You want to talk to me?" Absolutely not.
I have nothing to say. I have
Right.
no words for you, sir.
Well, let me tell you why you got a whooping. Well,
Don't care.
a conversation could have been before the whooping, so I could explain my side.
I
But
don't know.
mm-mm.
Don't tell me why you hit me. Just
Right,
let me be.
exactly.
Let me, yeah.
We all said, "I'm in my room." Bye.
Nothing to talk about. Like,
And that causes a problem because you're an adult and you don't talk to your parents, and your kids don't know what's happening either. Why are you not talking to your parents?
exactly, boy. Because parents did the most back then. You know they did. They did way too. Even my father. Look, I'm gonna just put it out there. My father used to line us up in size order and whoop us in size order, or we had to stand with the hands out for like an hour. It felt like an hour. It might have been 20 minutes. I don't know.
So
But
here's a good question: is anybody ever had to go get a switch?
child, that's narcissism in my opinion. Go get the switch I gotta beat you with. Make sure it's a
Listen,
good one.
my mom tried that one time with me. She said, "Go outside and get a switch." My sister, I love her dearly, but she's not too bright. She went outside and picked a really good one, and I saw what she did with it. And she goes, "Now you go pick." Nope. I walked right to the police station. Absolutely not. Who goes and gets a weapon? That's not
Like,
happening.
what kind of nonsense? I'm telling
That's
you, I
not
remember
happening today.
I got the flimsy switch, and so did the rest of us. So those switches got braided together.
No. See, the braid is even worse. Nope. See,
Yeah, yeah,
nope.
that's child abuse, and it beat a little tip of the switch too. That last little shapak that
hmm
got you. It's child abuse.
Like I said, I
So,
watched it. I have never experienced it, and I will never, ever. And I would never go get me a belt. Go get you a what?
right.
Absolutely. Nope. I'm going right to the
Why would I
store.
choose the weapon of mass destruction? Like,
Right. I don't care what I did. Uh-uh.
yeah, yeah, I feel you. I do. So back in my whooping days, I remember when my now 22-year-old was really young. She was in high school, and I think the day that I realized that whoopings were ludicrous was I tried to whoop her for something, and she just looked at me like, "Really, mom? You can't just talk about this?" And for a split second, I was like, she's sassing me. And then I stopped myself like, really, Sanaa? We can't just talk about this.
Right.
This
Exactly.
didn't make sense. But I will say there was a direct correlation between the harshness of my punishments toward my children and the volatility of the relationship that I was in. So I was more angry and aggressive, and I felt much more violent when violence was being perpetrated against me. So it kind of gives credence to the whole hurt people thing.
Same exact thing. Like I said, the oldest two had it more, rough because it was going through the situation and they were watching. Like,
Mm.
mommy, you just got hit and you're going in the house talking about, well, it'll be better tomorrow.
Child.
Doesn't help anything.
Mm-mm. It doesn't. And that affects their self esteem as well, especially the young ladies. Seeing the matriarch of the household going through that, you know. Um,
Sheena, where you at? Oh, Sheena muted us and stopped talking completely.
Did I cut you off or shut you down? I hope not. If I did, it was not intentional.
No, I don't think so. She usually talks. I don't know where she's at, but I wasn't trying to cut you off. I'm just make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, and share.
Please do.
Comment because we like to talk back to you. We like talking to Blazer and Silky, even though Silky got some problems. It's okay though. We love you, Silky. You're everywhere.
Blazer be starting trouble. I see Shauna in the comments as well. You still out there, Shauna? And Unapologetic Manhood, and even Roderick. Are y'all still out there listening?
Shauna had sent me a link. I don't know if you saw it in our personal our little chat about how women turn masculine when they're uncomfortable and stuff, and that sometimes will bring on those fights too. When she's not comfortable in her relationship, she's feeling like there's something wrong.
Yeah,
we get a little energy behind us, and I know somebody says there's a little midget that sits on your shoulder and talks junk to us in our ear, and that makes us a little, jumpy.
That is so hilarious. It's like a defense mechanism, in my opinion.
But that's sometimes how you get your ass kicked too. I'm just be honest. Accountability. That's another way that we get on those arguments and domestic issues is we feel like we need to over-masculate ourselves and make us bigger than them. Who are you talking to? Who are you doing this to?
Right. And I honestly have heard more than enough men say the quieter we get, the more they tend to listen. Like, is everything okay? So trying to match his masculine energy is not going to work. It's not what he's expecting from me anyway. Silky Savage said he loves his problems. He has 99, but a bonnet ain't one. You foolish. That's funny.
He probably got an S curl.
I was gonna say, like, I bet you do wear a bonnet on the low. Like, I'm not gonna tell them. I won't tell nobody. I know Blazer in the beginning had mentioned growing spices. What kind of spices you grow? I got some spices in my garden too. I got some basil, got some mint.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
That's better to teach your kid how to garden than anything else.
Absolutely. Now that's really good stress relief, especially when you are feeling angry or frustrated or whatever. Take off your shoes, go work in the soil. Silky lets his soul glow. I just gonna let your soul glow then.
I bet. Well, I like to go to the beach and put my feet in the sand.
Yeah,
that's what I like. Stress reliever is for me to go to the beach and put my feet in the sand, even though nobody likes going and getting all sandy.
Yeah. It'd be hot out there too. Now, I'm a river girl. I would definitely stand on a riverbed on those pebbles and let the water rush over my legs and feet. But I'm not mad at you at the beach.
Some of them pebbles hurt at the river.
Some of them do. You're right.
They be hurting. You be thinking it's nice and smooth. Oh, that one wasn't smooth at all.
No, you got to take your toes and find the good spot.
See, I can see my toes are sensitive too. I don't know if I can do that, but I would try. But I've gone with my girlfriends, and I'm like, y'all a little different. Take me back to the beach where I know the sand is one way.
What's your favorite beach? Oh, Unapologetic Manhood says, I love the beach. And Blazer says dill, parsley, and I forget. Shout out to the dill and the parsley, though. Parsley is kind of hard to grow. What's your favorite beach, K-Boogie?
My favorite beach is the one that I live near. I live in a small town, and they have a beach here. And I'll just go and put my feet in the sand over there. But if it was a beach that I really wanted to go to, it'd be out in Hawaii, where my uncle lives.
The uncle you can't talk to? The one you were talking to wrong?
It actually is that uncle. That's funny.
Crazy.
It really, really is. It really is. Because I was talking about how it'd be nice to go to the beach. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
So
That whole
keep your junk out the ocean, sir.
you said what? I like to go skinny dipping in the ocean.
Keep your junk.
See, that's why it's not safe to swallow the water.
I'll tell you. I mean,
People
like,
like
yeah. My
you got a
favorite
soul
beach.
glow dipping in the ocean, just so you know. Okay?
Yeah, naked. That's what it is.
That's a lot of work.
I'm gonna leave that alone. Leave that
That is
right
a
there.
lot of work.
My favorite beach is probably Tybee Beach outside of Savannah. Right now,
Okay.
it'll be a new one at some point. But
All right.
yeah. Oh boy, what we doing?
I don't know what happened to
You know what?
Sheena. Didn't want to cut her off.
She dropped off. I'm gonna let you address Mr. Savage. I'm gonna step away from that conversation.
No.
I'm here. It's just my background is loud. That's why I'm on mute.
Got you. We almost out of here, aren't we?
We are almost out of here. And it ain't our fault. We just run late because we're women. We do what we like to do.
Yeah.
We're not gonna keep you gentlemen in the chat too long tonight. But
Ooh,
we
he
did
said you
want
can't
to
swim.
say again, I'm sorry.
He said you can't swim. Ooh.
Who said I can't swim?
Unapologetic man. Is that true? You can't swim?
I can swim. He just thinks I can't.
Oh, they don't know. Blazer said, "I bet she can't swim." Y'all coming for Blazer? K Boogie in the chat.
I don't know. I don't know Blazer, but Unapologetic don't know about my skills. He just think he do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can't swim. I just prefer my feet to touch the bottom. I'm gonna just keep it bare with you.
You can't swim?
I can. I prefer my toes to touch the bottom. I just prefer it.
Right.
Just want to know I could stand up.
I like to actually float the most.
On your back?
Yep, on my back.
Same.
Yeah, dead men floating, sometimes you get yourself in trouble. People think that something's wrong with you, so I do it the other way. Just on my back.
Yeah, I can agree with you. Kind of tune everybody out and just later.
Because you actually can. You can hear the ocean, and then when you hear somebody coming closer, you just jump up and scares the hell out of them.
How tall am I? I am, let's see, I'm 5'7" on a good day. 5'6.5" on a not so good day.
What kind of days are those? What happens to the half of you? Half an inch. To half an inch, what happens?
Listen, let me tell y'all something. After I had my twins, I was a whole inch shorter. So I was literally 5'6" after I had them. I've been 5'7" since high school. So I finally got my height back, but there are some days where, I guess I don't know. A tall glass of water, really.
Oh.
Hey, Kimberly.
Hey, Kim. She's on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Me? I sound horrible?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. You know what? I'm on a different time.
Say a command.
And my bad. I'm on a different time, and I didn't realize the time. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
I think we can let it slide.
Is that better?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Literally my fucking all my bad. So, and I don't even know what I'm on or what I'm not on, or if I'm on video or whatever. I'm driving.
Yeah. Unapologetic man has said you're late, Kim.
5 drinks and I've only paid $14. If that tells you guys.
Hey.
Yeah, okay, I feel you. You messed up drinking. It's fine. It works.
Yeah.
Literally.
We already know that you're gonna be able to talk about whatever we come up with next week.
I mean, y'all already know that I got verbiage and communication skills. So
Yeah, you do.
I miss everything. That's great. It's 8:00.
Yeah. Said you in a drunken stupor.
I got 45 more minutes, and then I was like, "Oh fuck! Guess what? No, I don't." Yeah. So.
She definitely is.
Right. So
you can't even hear us, Kim.
What are we going to talk about next week? What's going to be the hot topic?
The hot topic for next week. Let me see here. So in the chat, who's in the chat right now? What would you like us ladies to talk about next week on a ladies' perspective?
I mean, I'm figuring out what I'm going to talk about in an hour on my podcast. I don't think I'm going to be at all good right now to help with the subject. I mean, we
Kim?
have 8
Kim's
subjects.
been drinking.
Yeah, we had like 8 subjects previous.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on the alcohol there. That was definitely. That was a lot of work.
What'd you say, Blazer? Oh,
Sex
sexual
plus-
imagination. That should be the topic.
What?
So are you asking about, like, should we talk about like kinks and stuff? Unapologetic Manhood says, talk about how sexy I am. I have never seen you.
Yes, you
Ever.
have. You have to go. He has his own show on Savage Com Entertainment. He comes on Wednesdays and I think it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, if I'm not mistaken, at 5, sometimes earlier. He's a chocolate man with glasses.
Okay.
But I find him funny, that's the thing.
Okay.
Not funny looking manhead. That's not what I said. So don't get that wrong.
I can't co-sign.
Oh,
So
did you
now
see
it's-
what Silky
Say
said?
what? What are we talking about here, Savage? What are we talking about?
So you're savages, huh?
I don't know anything about that. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Okay.
Never
right.
got the memo.
Maybe that's why he keeps following you.
Don't do that to me.
Uh-huh. That's that stalker behavior if you want.
Oh
to
my
watch
God.
it.
It's all the flags rolled up in one.
I know. He does have a lot of
All the
flags.
flags.
He's got
Jimmy, listen, you like women that like women. That's not me. You're into polygamy. It's not my thing. You don't like thick women. I'm kind of chunky, I don't think it would work. I'm just respectfully. Respectfully. So let's see, where were we?
I wanted to see if Kim was going to try to jump back on, but hopefully
that
she's
would be
driving
cool.
safely.
I don't know if so. Blazer has spoken up. Unapologetic Manhood has spoken up. Savage, what do you want to hear about next week? Roderick, and who else is still here?
Perhaps Shauna, I don't know. She didn't respond the first time you called out.
Shauna's still here.
I know she's working. We miss her. It'll be fun when she comes back on. But sexual imagination, is that what's that?
That's what it said. I'm still trying to hear. Are you talking about kinks or?
Right.
Yeah. What in a man equates to his money?
What a man equates to his money.
Okay. Is there a different way to word that? I'm trying to.
Right, because it's a lady's perspective. So
Yeah,
how
what
would
do
you
you
want
mean?
us to talk about it?
Yeah. I don't see your wallet. I see your character. It's true. It's true.
All right.
So if ladies care so much about money, okay, we're with you.
If ladies care so much about money, what can
a man give you if he doesn't have money? Dude, no, I'm kidding.
What did you say? The D?
I was kidding.
Not only that, but
right. I don't really.
But I
know.
mean, everybody comes with ears, and sometimes you have hearing, and sometimes you have equipment that helps you hear. But listening would work. Listening ear. If you don't have.
Can you cook?
What else did you say?
I said, can you cook?
Yeah. See, Silky, can you cook?
Mm-hmm. Can you cook? Or let's see.
Okay, so he's a chef. Okay, so you can do that.
Golly.
Massages. Massages.
Massages. Okay. Motivational speaker, guidance. Interesting. Guidance as like a daddy or guidance as like a
And who's
peer?
that? Wait, who's daddy? What are we talking about?
Yeah, so he's like, I guide. Sorry, you guiding as a dad or you guiding as
God, what?
motivational speaker, good with hands. Interesting. So if you don't have money though, how would you pay your bills? Or who is paying your bills?
That made you chuckle. He said, so who is? Maybe he gives it to God. Maybe that's what it is. He gives it to God.
You guide guys with knowledge, but I think he's talking to you, saying he can be your daddy.
No, remember remember he said you were his?
I was so uncomfortable.
He's not talking to me. He's talking to you.
You're hilarious. Yeah, so good with hands. So like in a massaging kind of way or like in a vacuuming and washing dishes kind of way?
Because that works too.
Yeah, really. I have 3 jobs. I have 3 jobs and I am an artist as well, a vocal music artist and spoken word and rap. So if I'm doing all that and I have several streams of income, and this is not that, oh, he's got to have 6 figures conversation by a long shot, but I do a lot. So he's got to at least have his own money. So when you say you don't have any money, what I seriously want to know, like who pays your bills? Is it is it the living baby mama? You know, you've heard those stories, right? Or is his mom paying the bills, or you're hilarious, Silky, big feet, little hands? What's wrong with you? God,
Scary.
It's Sunday, fool. He said,
Scary.
I just need not a lot of money. I got you. Okay.
Scary.
Hey, Roderick, what do you want to hear us talk about next week? Okay. Let's see. Just not a lot of money. So, okay. So seriously, what is not a lot of money? Is it I can get Wendy's, but I can't get Red Robin? Is it Wendy's 4 for $4 only?
Yeah, because I was going to say there's some expensive meals sometimes on Wendy's too.
I just rather cook. I ain't even trying to do all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, he can get grits, no cheese. You funny.
Oh, no cheese?
Yeah. Talk about does a woman take full accountability? Well, what does full accountability look like to you, unapologetic manhood? What's full accountability versus just accountability versus none at all?
Get him, queen. Get him.
Mm-hmm. Roderick says, no matter what the reason, a man should never put his hands on a woman. You know what? I saw this clip of the young lady who was slapping her dude around on the elevator. The same dude ended up found dead somewhere. And that sparked an interesting conversation, right? Because it kind of looked like her lip was smashed before that video started, right? And she had a busted lip and she looked messed up. So the speculation was, did he do her in before they got in the elevator? And then she was like trying to defend herself, or was it just that she was just used to slapping him around, right? And now he's gone from here. So I don't know. I don't know that I would say never, but I would definitely say, excuse me, not with the intention of harming her or hurting her. Definitely got to de-escalate if she's putting you in danger.
True.
Definitely got to, there's a restraint that will not harm the individual, but it'll keep.
That's why women have to check their masculinity sometimes. Like I said, I take accountability because I do like to, well, I did say to the person I was in a domestic violence relationship with, I kind of told him, who do you think you're hitting? It's noticeable. He's hitting me, so I'm not sure why I was asking him and being mad about it. It's definitely just me and him in the room. So you gotta check yourself. You gotta check yourself.
You're right. You do have. I've definitely squared up in the past. Now, my disclaimer, being a young lady from Brownsville, survival mode was a large part of my upbringing, and I also grew up with a bunch of brothers. So I was actually in between two brothers and had to definitely, from time to time, square up. But as I got older, I don't know, my perspective just changed a lot. I don't want to have to even be with somebody that would put me in that position, let alone me be the one to start that type of conflict. Mouth used to be crazy. I don't even argue at this point in my life. It's not savage, I just have to, you just have to read my biography. That's all. I just, just gonna, growing up, listen, the playground was covered in crack vials. Life was just different growing up in Brooklyn in the 80s. It just was. So yeah, I was a little ruffian. I was a ruffian.
Yeah. See, I didn't grow up anywhere rough. It was just my it's just the way that I was brought up. Like I had to be rough because I had to be so pleasant all the time that it was my way of getting it out. So I went for those. Well, that baby daddy was a roughneck type of person, and so yeah, I did try to square up with him a couple times, and then a few times absolutely not. But
yeah.
I mean, he definitely won when he hit me with the car. So
yeah, like it's all fun and games till you get your jaw broken, right? Like
right.
Women just shouldn't be trying to fight men. I'm never gonna condone that at this point. You need a heart massage. Be quiet. Be quiet. And you asked me last week, am I masculine too? I appear to be masculine. No, I'm not masculine. I just I was really rough when I was younger and kind of had to I just guess grow out of it or mature out of it, mature out of the tomboy phase and the baseball caps and the Carhartt jeans and button ups. And that was just comfort for me. It was comfortable. I don't fight men anymore. I was fighting young men. I was fighting boys and teenagers. And yeah. I don't fight men as a woman, as a grown woman. I won't even respond in an argument at this point. I'm just going to look at you.
Unapologetic. No, I didn't grow up in Montville. I grew up in the mean streets that you know me from right now. Not in Montville. Not going to put out where I live.
Where's Montville?
Up here in Connecticut.
Got you.
I'm up here, up north here. Yeah.
Yeah, Roderick, first time viewer. We really actually enjoyed you tuning in too. Thank you.
We definitely talk just right off the rip. We don't have any kind of structure. It's better that way. It's a dialogue. It's a conversation.
Yeah, you're just kicking it. Silky also said he could take a slap or two. Who is out here slapping on you? That's
I think Silky wants to be slapped in the water. Remember?
That's right. Oh God. I swear I said I was backing away from that. Blazer said his streets are country, not mean. Hey, Shauna.
Shauna said she made it. Okay.
All right. Good stuff.
You made the end, boo, because we're getting ready to get off, but we are trying to figure out what we're going to talk about next week. You got anything?
I think we should talk about would you date a man with a low credit score?
With a low credit score?
Yeah. Low, like 6 or lower.
Does he have money? Does he have money though?
I don't know. That could be part of the conversation. Maybe he could get a burger with the burger no bun, or the grits with no cheese, like Silky said.
Yeah.
Is he saving money? Well, what is he doing with his money?
I don't know if I want grits with no cheese. We talked about this. I gotta have something with my grits here. Is it butter? Is it getting butter? Are we stealing the butter from the condiment area of the place? It's what's happening here.
We knocking on the neighbor's door for butter. Got some
Right. How much for a slice of cheese? I just need one slice of cheese.
Silky said, "Do you really need the cheese?" Now, me personally, no, I don't. But not because I can't afford it. I try not to eat the dairy. Blazer said, "See, money, money, money." Well, we live in a capitalistic society, so it's gonna come up. It's just
Tell me what you can have without money.
the facts. I mean, maybe love and affection, sure, but what about when it's time to eat?
Right.
We're
And
not
most
growing
men like to
everything.
eat. Point blank, period.
We're not growing everything in the garden. We're not doing
Not everything now.
that. Lactose intolerant. I don't do the dairy. I don't do the cow anything. So yeah. And vegan cheese is disgusting. I'm gonna be the first to say it. So
Is it? Yeah. See?
yeah, it's not. There's no comparison whatsoever.
So you used to eat cheese.
I used to eat cheese.
So that's how you know the difference. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm not fully vegan either. I just kind of just cut some stuff out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like all the food that my mom put on my plate, so I haven't cut off anything yet. I don't eat liver. I don't eat liver. No.
What? Liver is great with caramelized onions and the gravy.
No, only my grandmother can make it. My mama can't. I love my mama. And if she's watching, I'm sorry, but no.
Shauna, it's would you date a man with a low credit score of 600 or less?
Okay.
Yeah. I guess men and money, if that's what we're going.
Men and money, apparently. That's what it is, guys. It's gonna be men and money next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask the producer to put up some other things next week. It's gonna be hot.
Blazer said no. Why does this bother you so much?
They need men with money. Somebody got to have some money because we got to have some things.
Well, maybe it's not need. Maybe it's just prefer.
No, I need to be inside some places. It gets cold outside. You need to be inside. Someone got to pay for me to be inside. I prefer to be inside. I need to be inside.
I prefer that the man have money because I don't want to pay for everything. Oh, you want a sugar mama? That's what it is. I got you. Okay. I understand now. It all makes sense. It all makes sense.
That's for you. That's for you.
Yeah. Yeah. What God has for you is for you.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
He said, "You got me." He's talking
I
to you.
don't got you. No. I got 2 in college and no, absolutely not. You got him, Kay?
No.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. I got my own situation, so nope, that's not happening.
I feel you. Definitely.
Nope.
Definitely.
Nope, that's not happening.
Right.
And unapologetic already knows I don't play like that.
Yeah. I got you.
But we are going to end it because it's a lovely time to end the conversation, knowing that next week we're going to start up about money.
Yeah. Glad y'all tuned in and kept
Definitely.
the comments lit. I appreciate it.
See you all next week.
Yes.
Bye-bye.